Alrighty, so I see that people are still coming in. We're going to get started. The call is recorded, so if anyone misses anything at the beginning, you can always rewind back. Nice to meet anyone who is new. My name is Kat here from the support team at Vacation Tracker. We also have Marco with me,
Hi everyone.
who's
Uh,
also from the support team at Vacation Tracker, and he's joining me on this office hours event. And we're really excited to be back. It's been a really long time, so we're really happy that you guys are joining us. That we can start sharing some new features with you guys and get some feedback from you live during these events. A couple of things that I just want to note. Everyone who's joining, maybe this is the first time you're using Zoho Webinar. At the bottom, below my video probably right now, you can see there's a Q&A section. There's a poll section where we'll ask a couple of questions that you can give your responses to. The Q&A section you can use to send out your questions. You can even send out comments, but the questions will be important for when we get talking about the features and the improvements. And of course, you can use the emojis to send us some reactions so that we know that you're able to hear us well, you're able to see our screen and so forth. So first things first, if everyone's able to hear us well, please send out some emoji, either a thumbs up or whatever you'd like. Just give us a reaction so we can make sure that everyone is able to hear us and we can get going. All right, wonderful.
okay, wonderful. I can see it.
Yep.
A
Yeah. So
lot of
my
reactions.
so my by the way, I don't think any of you guys can see this, but there's just emojis flying
Yeah.
everywhere across the screen. Luckily, I'm going to be sharing a different screen with you guys, so this won't bother you during the webinar. Um, a couple of intro points as well. We're going to be talking about, although I think you guys are already familiar with this, but we will be talking about the new email notifications, just a quick little feature we want to show. As much as it's a kind of a small feature that we introduced, it was something that's very highly requested. And so maybe it has a big impact. And the second piece and the second feature is the birthday notifications. Also, kind of seems like a smaller feature, but hugely requested over the years of Vacation Tracker. And then we're gonna do a kind of a quick Q&A if there's any questions about the features for whatever reason, and go over your questions that you can definitely send out during the whole time that I'm presenting the features. Just feel free to send out those questions and we're gonna get to them. And once we're done with that, we're gonna move over to exports. And we're gonna show you guys a couple of the ideas that we have for the exports, something that we're currently working on. And you guys can tell us, no, this is not what I want, or you can give us other feedback, or you can ask questions, and we'll be more happy to answer them. I do want to note our product manager is also on this call, which is great because then he can't pretend he didn't hear any of this feedback. So whatever you have, send out in the questions, and we'll make sure to call them out. Okay, so I believe that's it. I believe we can get going. I'm gonna share my screen just in a moment. There's a meme for this voice that we make whenever we're sharing screens.
I don't know about it.
There's a meme, and everyone makes the exact same noise whenever whenever they're saying they're going to share their screen. So whenever I say it, especially during these webinars, I always have that meme in my head. If anyone has ever seen that meme and knows what I'm talking about, throw a thumbs up. But that's exactly what I feel like. Okay, so the the screen is being shared. Let me know if you guys are able to see it. Throw a thumbs up. Just want to make sure we're all good, and we're gonna get going. All right, thank you so much. So let's start off with the email notifications. Just to clarify a little bit, just the difference, especially if we have any new users of Vacation Tracker here at the webinar. We want to differentiate this between the notifications, the email notifications you may receive if you are using email or our Google integration. So obviously all of your notifications about who requested a leave and so forth already get sent out to you via email. This is a bit different. This is actually more for our Slack and Teams users out there. So if there's any Slack and Teams users and accounts on here, I see a couple of you familiar, so I can definitely see you guys here. But if there's any of you guys here, this is what we're going to be talking about, and this improvement is definitely for you guys. So the biggest kind of request we've had when it comes down to notifications and Slack and Team companies using those integrations was that they also wanted to receive the requests via an email notification and not for the requests to just be sent via the bots, which was the case for both Slack and Microsoft Teams users. What we did was basically introduce an option for you guys that you can turn on. And this is individual. This is actually in the account settings within the dashboard. So when
Increase
you...
the screen?
Sorry, Michael?
You have a comment to increase the screen, so can you put it a bit
Oh,
closer?
sure, for sure. Let me know if you're able to see it a bit better now.
Is it better right now, guys?
If it is, I could potentially do a
Okay,
little bit more of a zoom.
one
Let me
reaction.
know if it's...
Okay, reactions are coming in, so I think
All right, wonderful. Okay. Mark was watching out for you guys' comments. So if there is anything, throw it out there. But please control the questions until we finish this first section. Okay, so as mentioned, for the email notifications, it's per user, and so if you're turning on the option to actually receive an email notification besides just receiving it via Slack and Microsoft Teams bots, you will actually be going into the online dashboard, which you guys are all very familiar with. Look at our beautiful dashboard. I know some of you are probably also seeing this. This is also a new piece within Vacation Tracker that we've added, that we've improved. Don't worry, the old view is still there. You still have the old view there, but we just wanted to give a little bit of an improvement, fresh look for the dashboard as well. So inside the dashboard on the bottom left hand side, where your account settings are, you'll go to the account settings. You're going to see an email notification option. Can't miss it. We have a little new button there, and you can enable these notifications. And it's just going to mean that every leave request that comes in, pending approval, updates, anything related, will actually be sent out over to you to your email address that's tied to this account. There was a lot of situations that we had with a lot of management and approvers that were saying that they have an issue with maybe missing a request here and there because they're a lot more used to looking at their inbox, or it's maybe easier, or maybe sometimes they're not next to their computer. They just have notifications turned on for their email, so they would like the request to come in via email. These are the things that we kind of saw, the pain points we kind of saw with this. And this is why we introduced this feature. So the idea is to solve the problem. Maybe you wanna, like me, in the next 4 days, turn off Slack and Microsoft Teams and only have your emails coming in if need be while you're sitting next to, on the beach or next to a cocktail, and you just want to see only the important notifications. And so this is a good option for you. You can see if a request comes in, if you need to respond back, if it's something more immediate, or you can pretend that you were not there and just ignore that email as well. That being said, as you guys can see, the leave request updates, approved, denied, and canceled are getting sent out, and the pending approvals are also sent out via email. And so if there is anyone else, by the way, here that had a situation like this and you had certain issues with notifications, not receiving them, you guys are all going to receive them via the bots, but maybe missing them for whatever reason it is, maybe the preference of using email, you now have, I believe, that we turned on a poll question for everyone. You can actually go into the poll section and you can give us your feedback if you've had this experience, how it was for you, and let us know a little bit about that as well, and give us some feedback regarding that general problem that people have had, and the reason why we introduced the feature to begin with. Okay. I believe that that's really it when it comes down to the email notifications. I said it's quite short. It's a small feature improvement, but again, highly requested, and a lot of people were very, very happy to have it. So we're really happy to introduce something like this. It's easy for us to introduce, and it's easy to make you happy. All right, the next one that we're gonna move over to is the birthday notifications. So this has also been a really highly requested feature as well. Vacation Tracker has been here for about 6-7 years now. I believe the birthday request idea came in already in the second year of Vacation Tracker, and we've been hearing about it. We finally introduced it. We're very happy to introduce it, and we completely understand it because internally in our company, we actually have poor Nevena who who ran an Excel spreadsheet of everyone's birthdays, and then had to get reminded about those birthdays and when she needs to send out a gift or a cake or whatever it may be. She had to run this Excel spreadsheet, and now we made her life significantly easier. So I know she's also happy about this. And I'm going to assume that probably a lot of you are also facing the same issue. Those Excel spreadsheets just finding their place everywhere, even with birthday notifications. So this is why we introduced the feature for announcing the birthday. I do have to note a couple of things that are important when it comes down to the birthday notifications. So first piece is that the notification is on the account settings, just like the email notification, which means that the user has to opt in into the option for the birthday notification. We actually, by default, opted everyone out, and the reason we did that is because maybe someone doesn't want to be included. So this is something that each one of your users, including yourselves, if you guys are admins or approvers, would have to go in and actually opt yourself into the option to allow an announcement for your birthday. And again, so the default is a no. At this time, managers cannot go in and actually turn this on for everyone. It has to be individual. So it has to be a user that wants to turn this on as an option, and then they will be included in that birthday notification. That being said, the birthday notifications themselves, the setup itself, you can find that on the left-hand side under team notifications. Okay, so just how you guys have created those other notifications, daily, weekly notifications, I'm sure everyone is very familiar with it. You would actually now go ahead and create the birthday notification as well. And you would put in a name for the notification. Usually it's something like birthday notification, but it also could be maybe department specific if you're trying to filter it down to maybe a location or a department. And maybe there's departments where you don't want to send out the notification, and so you can actually filter that down and give the name whatever it may be. You are also able to choose to either apply to all users who have obviously opted in, or you can actually filter down, as mentioned, by locations, departments, and labels. And the filter option is the same as in the rest of our system. Again, you guys are probably very familiar with the filters and how you can use these. So you're definitely able to do that if you'd like to filter out. Schedule and delivery, when is it going to be sent out? Again, very similar to the basic daily and weekly notifications. And then do you want to send it out to via channel for the Slack and Teams companies and via email? So you have the option to do both, maybe to send out to a group email address, such as ours, for example. So we could send it over to, if, for example, it's Marco's birthday, we could send it over to our channel, to our support channel. Sorry, Marco.
Bring in the gifts with that.
Yes. Yes.
As well.
I'm sure you'll be more than happy to opt in.
Yeah.
And so you can set it up over to a channel, let's say, either the general channel or maybe a support, our support channel, our specific channel, and then send out the email to maybe a group email or to an email address that's going to cover all of your employees. That's also an option. You can also select individual emails, of course, if you'd like to do that. So you can customize here quite a bit. You can also do something that's also quite notification tracker, and it's the option to choose the notification language. These are languages that we currently offer. We will be more than happy to introduce more languages as they come in. So if you have any requests, send them over in the Q&A section. Like I mentioned, our PM is in the call. He has to see this. So
Yeah.
send over the message. Let us know if we're missing anything that you'd like to see here. And if we aren't, and if you're happy with the selection that we have so far, you can select any of these languages and send the notification. You can also send it on You can also choose to send it on weekends or non-working days. And more importantly, you can also do a 3-day advance reminder. This is very useful for the person I mentioned earlier, Nevena, in our company, who is actually the person who organizes things, such as gifts and goodies, maybe cakes, cupcakes, depending on what everyone likes. So she's actually able to get maybe an advance reminder. We can select her as a user, and then she gets a reminder letting her know that someone's birthday is coming up and she knows what to do. And when it comes down to the notification itself, it's going to be a little bit different for the different integrations, as you guys already know, when it comes down to daily and weekly notifications. So the bots are going to send out a message. Slack and Microsoft Teams will get a message through the bot, letting you guys just sending out a kind of a good happy birthday message over and tagging the employee that's whose birthday it is, and and kind of a quick note message. I have a feeling that people are going to ask us, can we edit the text? It's not editable yet, but if you have any requests and if you're already asking for them in the Q&A, I can't see it. Ask away. And then
This is something that will be improved. But if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to use the Q&A section to
Yes.
send feedback.
Yes. And also if you feel like you want to customize a message, or if you want to actually have a couple of messages to choose from, that's also really good for us to know. And then of course the email gets sent out for the email and the Gmail integrations, letting you know about the birthday as well. And you're able to see those notifications, just a couple of samples. So we have a notification that's letting you know about someone's birthday that's happening. And so you're seeing this, that your coworker's birthday is coming up, or that your coworker's birthday is happening, and you get sent out a message. And then you also have the notification to the person who is supposed to receive a heads up, letting them know about the birthday that's coming up. So these are just some examples. Again, the bots and the emails go out, and they're quite, I believe, clear. When you create this notification, you are, of course, able to you're of course able to edit any of the information that you have here, and you can remove it as well and create new ones, just like the daily and weekly notifications. It's quite simple. It works on the same basis. And I believe that covers the birthday, the birthday notifications as well. I would say that I would love to see if everyone on this call can just send out a reaction if they're able to. Would you use the birthday notification? Have you used it already? Either or, send out a little reaction so we know that that it's a useful feature for you guys. I can see emojis coming up on the screen, so that's awesome. That's great. We're really happy. This is quite new. So the
Yeah.
fact that so many of you guys have used this is nice.
Also, like a very important thing for users, if you want them to receive their notifications, is to allow permission for vacation tracker to send out the notification, especially since this like bit of a private thing. So they will receive a reminder 7 days before their actual birthday, where they can give us permission basically to share their birthday. And if they don't do it like that, they can always go into account settings and give their permission there. Also revoke if needed.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for bringing that up, and it's important because again, the birthday notifications, we think it's a great option, but people may want to opt out for it. I know for our company, our CTO loves that, would love to opt out of it, but he has me in the team, and unfortunately for him, I make sure everyone knows it's his birthday. So that's it's not something he can opt out of. But in your guys' teams, maybe you have a cat as well that doesn't allow people to opt out and lets everyone know about their birthdays. But we definitely have that case in our team. All right. Do we have any questions, Marco? Any feedback that we need to kind of go over before we get into the exports? I know everyone's excited about the exports, but just to kind of quickly go over these two features.
Most of the questions have been answered in the QA section. Also, I see a few reactions for the anniversary as well. So we do have that on a roadmap. If you have any suggestions for that as well, feel free to give us suggestions. But in general, questions have been answered for some. Just like a reminder one more time that the email notification thing is only for Slack and Teams customers, since Google and email integrations are already receiving their notifications too.
And one thing that I do want to note is you guys can probably already see, you guys can see each other's questions. And so I can see that everyone's kind of voting on something that someone mentioned regarding the work anniversaries. So again, if you have any feedback, on this, definitely put in the Q&A section. If you have something that comes up later on, if you haven't used the features yet and you're yet to test them out for both of these cases, you can definitely always reach out to us. You guys know we're available via email and via chat. We'll be more than happy to hear some feedback. And don't worry, we'll forward it over to our PM, so you don't have to stress out about that. All right. I believe that we can move on then. If we don't have any remaining questions and if we kind of gone over all of this, I'm going to move on to I know it's probably a piece that everyone is interested in, and we're going to talk about these exports. So one note, if you haven't, actually, let's do it this way. Is there anyone during this webinar on the call right now that has never used our reports at all? Throw a thumbs up if you've never used our reports at all. I don't see anything coming up. Oh, we do have a couple of people. Okay, so in that case, what I would like to do is explain currently. So the reports that we actually have, the report section that we currently have is a report section that, and I'm actually going to give me a moment, please. Was going to show you guys this piece as well, but let me just quickly also show you guys currently where we're at with our reports so that you guys are able to see that as well. In the meantime, while I set this up, I'm going to explain. So our current reports have a set number of reports that we offer. This is something that we've created over time. We've made some changes to the reports over time based on certain feedback from companies. We haven't made a lot of changes. It seemed to be, the reports seemed to satisfy quite a bit of what the clients needed, but we have received feedback over the years of certain requests, possible improvements. And the thing with the reports is it's a bit tricky because every company seems to, even when a company may have a similar request, there's a slight change that someone wants to do, and so that makes things a little bit different because then you have to have kind of a tweak, and then a custom report may not. I believe a templated report may not be the best fit to cover all of those cases. So this is something that we've noticed, and this is why we're actually getting into the improvements for the exports. We're either thinking, hey, maybe we can introduce something like a more broad list of set reports that cover the most common scenarios that we've seen, that we've received as feedback, or maybe we should introduce something like fully customizable reports where you're able to quite literally edit everything and anything and get any of the information from Vacation Tracker itself. So really quickly, just for everyone here that maybe hasn't used the reports, our reports are on the in the online dashboard on the left-hand side section at the bottom. You can access a few of these reports. So we currently offer leave request report, a leave balance report talking about how much leave is left over or how much leave has been used, monthly leave balance report, a version of the balance report in a specific time frame, audit logs, changes that happen inside the company, and then scheduling recurring reports. That is just more of a timing thing. It does not tie into the type of reports that we offer. And so currently you're able to, again, edit according to the filters that we have set. So it's a little bit more controlled. And this is the reason why we want to introduce a bit of an improvement to give you guys more options. So the two options that we're looking into, and we would love your feedback and we'd love your questions as we show this for sure, is one option where we offer, again, more of a set amount of not templated options, but you're kind of going into specific groupings. For example, who took the leave? So we're talking about the leave that's taken. We're talking about balances. We're talking about a month-to-month breakdown, maybe account activity that you'd like to see. So this is more of a category-based, where we're bringing it down to a category, and then we're allowing you to actually pull out that information from that category. That again, we've created these categories based on the feedback we've received, based on the information we have in Vacation Tracker, but it's a bit more controlled in the sense that you don't have the freedom that customization would definitely allow. However, that may not be such a bad thing. I think with customization, a bit of complexity also comes in. And we also see companies that love Vacation Tracker for what it is, because it's simple, because it's easy to use, because it doesn't have that complexity. So this may be a better fit for a lot of the users as well, where we don't have that complexity of full customization. But my God, I have a feeling that I'm going to see a lot of comments in the Q&A as well, and that are going to let us know about um, they're gonna tell us that they like both options, but we'll talk more about that, and we'll get into the Q&A section actually as soon as we're done with the reports as well. We're gonna go one question by one question because I'd love to see some of the questions that come in as well, and I'd love to see if there's any questions that I could ask based on the questions that you guys are asking as well to get a bit more information. The second option that we're kind of having an idea for, so these are just demos of these these reports that we want to introduce, these exports, is the fully customizable option. In this sense, you are able to basically type out a message, just like the one that we're actually showing here, where you're saying, give me a balance of everyone in Toronto in this specific location on this date. Or you can say something like, I want the sick days taken this year grouped by department. And the reports will actually give you all of that information. You'll, of course, be able to edit that if you need to by different options. Focusing on leaves, looking into balances, looking into actual the actual employees or the activity itself. So you can actually, edit everything that you are looking into as well. And again, really have full control over the exports. And once you're happy with the information, you would, of course, just go in and export. But we would offer a bit more options than we do right now. We do offer the Excel, the CSV, but we also want to possibly offer you a few more options when it comes onto the exports, so that you're able to really kind of tie this into your everyday and make things a bit more efficient. And of course, the scheduling as well that you guys saw earlier would be tied to the actual reports themselves, where you can make a reoccurring schedule as well for a report to come in weekly, bi-weekly. It's a really useful piece, I think, from management perspective. As someone who manages a team as well, it really makes it easy when you're receiving a report, letting you know what the leave balances were. You can manage around that. You can see if there are certain times that you have more people away or less people away. You can kind of plan around that, whether you're planning projects or you're planning activities. So it really does come in handy. And I think the reporting is a really, really important part of Vacation Tracker. And that's probably why so many of you guys registered for our webinar. It's also probably because you guys missed us, because it's been a long time since we did an office hours. But I'm gonna go with the first one. So this is, again, these are just mock-ups. These are just kind of demos. These are ideas that we have that our wonderful PM created, so we can give you guys more of a visual rather than me just sitting here and explaining an idea and just saying it out loud. We wanted to give you guys some visuals so you can approximately see in which direction we're thinking of going in. And again, I understand that when it comes down to even the mock-ups themselves, it can look like a lot of information in a sense, and it's maybe a bit easier to it's a bit harder to kind of see when it comes out to especially customizable reports. It'll be a bit harder to see, if I'm customizing it to so many of these options, maybe you can get a bit lost. Maybe it's a bit too much. But again, customizable has its own benefits. It's really being able to make reports that are absolutely exactly what your team and your company needs. Something that we've seen as a huge request in Vacation Tracker. I believe that I've covered everything when it comes down to the overall for the reports itself, for the mock-ups and for those details. But I would love to get into the Q&A section specifically for the exports. If we have the questions coming in, which I can see, and send some feedback coming in. So I'm gonna go into this, Marco, if we're good to go. If there's anything else that I should show, but I don't think we've missed anything.
I think so. I think you covered everything regarding the reports. We have some good feedback in the Q&A section. You can go through them. Also, there's a live pull for exports as well. So let us know what you're exporting most often.
Yes, that's actually a really good. It's a really good question as well. It's in the poll section, as Marco mentioned. It'll give us an idea approximately also of what kind of information you guys are pulling out of Vacation Tracker. Are you trying to pull out leave data? Are you focusing on balances? Are you focusing on employee records? So this is also really important. Maybe it's a mix, but it's really important for us to know, because then maybe we can really just put into category and make it a bit simpler. Maybe we can offer both options. I know our PM is not too happy about me saying this again, but it's okay. It's okay. We're in the support team. We have to do this. All right. So I see a couple of things. Can report be integrated with Google so that it is active and keeps on collecting my data, similar to Google Forms? So I believe actually in the mockup we have some sort of idea similar to this, and it could be possible. Definitely some great feedback. We can definitely check this out and see if this is something we can do. Absolutely sounds reasonable. We can definitely check it out and see if this is possible. We have another question saying it would be really, or actually a comment, it would be really nice in scheduled reports if you could have the same filters as manually running the report. In leave balance, you can filter by leave type, but in scheduled reports, you can't really have a ticket feature request for this. So the thing for this specific question is ideally, if we're already introducing kind of this kind of improvement for the reports, Frank, one of the things that I would definitely comment on is that I think that this would be solvable if you're able to use the customizable option. But we could potentially try to see if we could do this without the customizable option as well. And if you guys have the feature request already for this, we definitely have you guys' details. But if our PM wants to reach out, if you're okay with it, definitely let us know, and maybe we can reach out to get more details on this as well. We have a couple more comments about who took the leave would be really helpful, and if dates can be customized. So yeah, for sure, that's really where, and I do want to note, even with the non-customizable option, I think we will be offering a lot more options than we have right now when it comes down to the period. And I think that's one of those big improvements that would definitely go in. We have a question about the approximate time frame. This is very difficult. we're a SaaS company, Shaka. It's very hard for us to very hard to us to give you an exact time frame. So I'm going to answer you as we always do in support. We're going to try our best to have this live and to create this option as soon as possible. It does take a little bit of time to collect all the feedback and to make sure that we're creating a feature that works really well. The report section is really, really important. It's something that's so frequently used in Vacation Tracker by a lot of companies. It's really important for accounting to ensure that they have the correct data from Vacation Tracker because of the balances. And so we really want to get this right. And I don't think that we want to rush it in any way. We want to make sure that we're doing this really well for you guys, and that we're doing it again with everyone's feedback in mind. Hence why we're also talking about it at the office hours, and we're more than happy to receive any type of email feedback related to this. So that was a very long way of me telling you I can't give you a time frame. But all right. We have a couple of feedbacks about loving the complex option. Yes, I know, it's customizable. I said both of the options at the same time will make the most sense. And that we should have the option to backdate leave requests. The option to backdate leave requests, Ritesh, would love to, if you can, just write in the Q&A section, just give us a little bit more of what you're referring to when it comes down to reports and backdating the leave requests. As for the employee records, we have one of our teams saying we need a history of all leave taken, just in case someone leaves the company for our records. Yeah, that's valid. That's valid. And this is why we're also referring to introducing the people directory and all that history. I do want to clarify, within Vacation Tracker, even if you are deactivating a user, the data and the information still stays there. Now, what we could potentially introduce, if this is something that makes a lot of sense, just based on what you've asked about, is we could potentially introduce something like a filter that tells you, are they active, are they deactivated, are they deleted, and it gives you a bit of information of, is this an ex-employee or a current employee? So that also may be an option. Let me know if that sounds as a, you know, a good idea and something that would cover a use case for you guys. And thanks, Frank. We'll definitely reach out. We have a comment also from Roger saying the report export adjacent. We're trying to unify all reporting onto Power BI, so the API add-on is very timely. Having an option to pull balances instead of requests would be beneficial, though. Yes. So I mean, when it comes down to this unification, I think that's also where our focus is. We're seeing a lot of teams now, especially with the technology growing in the direction that it is. A lot of teams are connecting to a lot of different systems, using using a lot of different systems, and we want to be able to create reports and exports that you're able to easily tie into these other systems that you're using, so that the data is flowing seamlessly, and that you're able to do whatever it is that you need to do in those other applications as well. And for building the own full report, Sharka, you would have to give us a little bit more information on what kind of full report you would be referring to, what a full report would be for your team and for your company, just so we have a little bit of an understanding there for that question. We do have a question from Ritesh asking us about submitting a leave request. This is the add-on on what that I requested from you. Thank you so much. If someone forgets to submit a leave request in advance or on the same day, can they still log it retrospectively later in the week? Yes, of course. So, Ritesh, this is absolutely something you're able to do in Vacation Tracker. It doesn't quite have anything to do with the exports or the couple of the other features we talked about. This is just something that you absolutely can do. Is one of our basic features. This is a setting that admins would have to turn on in the general settings of Vacation Tracker to allow for the users to request leaves in the past. And admins can absolutely turn this option on, which will allow users to request leave in the past. This is frequently used for sick leave inside of Vacation Tracker. We see that often. A couple more feedbacks. For comp days, adding a memo section, explain the reason it was added would be helpful. Yes, this is actually something that if I'm understanding correctly, though, Carmen, for the comp days, definitely let me know if we're talking about the toil section or if we're talking about an actual leave type. I think that you're referring to the toil section. I think you're referring to the toil feature itself. If you are, yep, yeah. If you are, that's great feedback. I think that that's valid enough. Yeah, because we don't have that option for the toil section. The reason why I'm saying if this is for the toil section is because there are a couple of teams that have had leave types specifically called comp time without using the toil feature for whatever it is. Maybe if it's for control, or maybe just a couple of users were allowed to have that kind of leave type within the company. And so in that case, of course, when they're requesting a leave, that's easily added onto the leave request. But for the toil section, I don't believe that we have that option yet, but we can definitely look into it. And Jess, great. The filter option for employee statuses would be great. Great. So I'm glad that works. I'm glad that I'm adding our PM more work with the ideas that I'm getting from your guys' feedback. I'm sure he'll be ecstatic about it. So great. That's and again, we kind of went through just very quickly through some of the questions and some of the comments you guys have had here for the export section. If you have any feedback, if someone is watching this recording and not at the event, please feel free to send us an email or send us a chat. And again, we'll be more than happy to get into the conversation with you guys and get a bit of a clear understanding of what you need and see if we can somehow include it in the improvement as well.
David mentioned PM is getting a lot of work.
Yes. Our PM is getting a lot of work. Yes, but also also, at the end of the day, I think this is also the easiest thing is to just kind of go and create a feature. But it's great when you're getting this feedback from people who are actually going to be using it. It makes things a lot easier for us to know which direction to go in rather than just kind of going wild. That being said, I do want to ask now, we do have a few minutes left. We usually have the call at 45 minutes, but if there are any other questions that are not related to the exports, that aren't related to a couple of the features, feel free to send them out in the Q&A. You also have a couple of the polls that we have that are live that you can definitely go in and answer, and give us any kind of questions or feedback if you'd like. We can cover that, but I believe that everyone here most likely joined for the topics at hand. If there was anything, I'm sure we would have already seen the questions coming in. I believe that is it. We don't have any new questions coming in. The polls are being answered, so we're not going to stop those. We will let the call go on for a couple of more minutes, just so everyone can answer the polls. And I do want to mention one thing for everyone that's here, actually. What's going to be really fun is once the call ends, you will be sent over to our Knowledge Hub, our new Knowledge Hub that we've created. It's actually just the very much a demo version of it. It's not fully live yet. You guys will be the first to see it, and definitely also give us feedback for that. The Knowledge Hub includes a lot of new things that we haven't had at Vacation Tracker before, and we would love to hear your feedback on it. Of course, you have our help desk articles in there, but you also have a few articles regarding the team energy option that we've introduced recently in Vacation Tracker. There's also some polls that you're able to take, and some questions and ideas about policies that you can share with other users of Vacation Tracker. They're obviously all optional, but these are all the things that you're going to be able to actually see in the Knowledge Hub. So once the call ends, you'll be redirected to Knowledge Hub, and also you're going to get a link inside of the follow-up emails that are going to come in after the webinar is over, and you can use that link to kind of check out that new Knowledge Hub, and it's only via that link. So you guys are getting a special treatment. Everyone who registered will get that link to see the Knowledge Hub for the first time before we actually publish it live in the next month. And again, definitely give us any feedback if you have anything else interesting that you'd like to see in the Knowledge Hub. This is something a bit new for us, and something that we wanna try to give you guys as much information and as much help as possible when it comes down to your leave tracking needs. That being said, thanks everyone so much for joining. I hope that you enjoyed the session. I hope we answered all your questions. I definitely can confirm that we gave our PM a lot of work, which is all positive. So thank you so much for everything. Thank you for giving us your feedback. And again, reach out if you need anything else. We'll leave the call on for one more minute. And if anyone didn't answer the polls, you can go ahead and answer those questions. And if anyone has anything else, just send out an emoji to let us know if you need a bit more time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.